Welcome to Doug Does Stuff. I'm Doug, and today we're talking first layer Z offset problems on our Anycubic Kobra S1. Now, Z offset for me used to be a thing of the past with my old enders. You'd always have to be adjusting it, use a piece of paper and nozzle and all that, trying to get it right. Well, you would think with the advent of all these new printers that the automatic Z offset would work perfectly and you could just set it and forget it. However, that setting and forgetting is not happening, because take a look at this. I started to print some coasters for a local railroad that is now defunct and really cool logo. This is a coaster. It's only a few millimeters thick, but look at the first layer. It looks great, and I printed I think 12 of these so far. Here's another one in black and white. Look at that. You can't see any lines in that. It's all just the build plate, a good squish in there. But after the third or fourth one, can you see it starting? And the more I printed, and I didn't change any settings at first, the worse it started to get. Started to see lines and gaps. I started to get boogers. Even more lines, even more gaps, to the point where it just degraded to this. Not good at all. And nothing changed. There was no change in my slicer settings. So I went ahead and I tried to change some slicer settings to see if I could get it to be any better. And it, changed the walls. It really didn't have any effect, or a very minimal effect, on the quality of the prints. So that led me to believe if the slicer, it's got to be one or two things. It's either hardware or software. So that leaves me to believe that we are talking about a hardware problem here. And that's what we're going to kind of dive into today. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to go to the wiki, the Anycubic Wiki, and look what it says for first layer issues. So let's jump over there. All right, here we are in the Anycubic Wiki. We are going to come down to troubleshooting, and we're going to go to this link right here. Some areas of the first layer print are faulty, because that's what I think I'm seeing. All right, so in here it's going to give us some steps to fix this problem, hopefully. Our first step is going to check the hot end. You're going to want to make sure that your hot end, this thing in the square box, is not moving up and down. It will twist, but you don't want it moving up and down. They want you to make sure that this little lever is locked in place. The next thing is to clean your bed, thoroughly clean it. I've done that. And then the next thing is preheat the hotbed, which is what we're going to do right now. I'm going to preheat it to something aggressive, like 70. I don't usually do it that high, but the hotter the better here, as things will warm up and expand. So we're going to do that. We're going to let it sit for 10 minutes, and then we're going to go on to the next step, which it says to calibrate the hotbed. I don't know how you're calibrating it, but it wants you to turn the 4 screws of the hotbed a quarter turn counterclockwise. To me, and we're going to check this in a second, turning counterclockwise is loosening and turning clockwise is tightening. So when we get to the printer, we're going to go ahead and look at that. So we're going to go ahead, we're going to do that, and we're going to make sure. I don't know what we're going to make sure because I don't know how that's going to calibrate it, but let's do it and see what happens. Okay, so that's what it says. So let's now go ahead and put that into practice. The first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to check my nozzle over here. So let me bring you in a little bit closer. Turn you this way. Focus you down. We're going to have to work together here because there is not a lot of space. Look at that phenomenal pan and zoom. All right, cool. So I'm going to take off the cover. And you're going to want to check right here. This is the nozzle. Make sure it's not moving up and down. Make sure that your lever lock is locked in. It may twist side to side, but whatever, it's fine. And just make sure there's no gunk on the bottom of the nozzle, which there isn't. So let's go ahead and put this now back together. All right, so the next thing that we're going to do, let me zoom you back out, is we are going to set our bed temp to control hot bed temp. I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to go up to 70, and we're going to let this heat soak for 10 minutes. 10 minutes later. All right, it's been about 10 minutes. I'm going to grab a 2.0. Yeah, a 2.0. And I'm going to go ahead and do what the wiki said, which was give all of these a quarter turn counterclockwise, all right? I'm showing you what we're going to do here, 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 and here. And then I already did this once because this is the second time making the video, but I did do it. All right, so now that that is done, we're going to go ahead. We're going to put this on, and we're going to let that come up to temperature as well. Here's the only thing. While that's coming up to temperature, let's Anycubic, if you're listening, I have a request, and maybe I don't know how to do it, but it would be great that if you're able to see your bed mesh. I mean, I'm able to do it on my old Creality Ender printers. See all the mesh points and see how off it is. I would like to know how off is my bed, just out of curiosity, and out of, knowing maybe I place things differently on my hot plate. All right, with that out of the way, let's come back in another 10 minutes when this is all heated up and talk about the next step. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so our next step is to go ahead and print a coaster, which is what we have here ready to go. And we're going to print it and see if the bed leveling, or not leveling, the adjusting of the bed really helped it out. My guess is that it's not, because this thing automatically probes the surface to get the Z offset. So how, by changing the bed geometry by doing the screws, right? How is that gonna change the Z offset? It's still gonna probe wherever it is. I don't know. All right, let's go ahead. This is gonna take about 20 minutes. These things cost me about 40 cents to make, and because I'm trying to get these to be well made, I'm gonna keep printing this model. Sure, I could print something smaller, but this is what I'm gonna do. All right, so we just finished, and let's see. Yeah, well, it seems to have helped in some places, like around the outside, but we're still getting lines through the middle. That's kind of what I thought was going to happen, because again, I mean, this is still probing. Like, watch, when I hit the home, it's going to show you. This is what it does before every print, right? Like, it probes the surface to get the Z offset. So yeah, I didn't think that was going to work. So where does that leave us? That leaves us on to the next step, which is diving into the slicer and setting the Z offset there. So let's do that. Let's head over to the Anycubic Next slicer, do that, and then try our print again. All right, so since our hardware adjustment didn't really resolve the issue, our next step is to adjust the Z offset within the slicing software. I'm using the Anycubic Next slicer, which is Orca-based. So if you're using any Orca-based slicer, these settings are likely in the same place, or they'll look similar or be kind of familiar. So you might just have to look around. So like Bamboo Slicer, Creality Print, it's going to have these settings, and they may or may not be in the same place, but you're just going to have to look around for them. All right, so for the Anycubic Next slicer, our settings are going to be up here. You're going to click the Edit Preset, and that's going to open this window here. And in this window, you're going to see right over here, yeah, right there, Z offset. Now, that is the setting that we're going to change. A positive value here is going to move the nozzle further away. It's going to move it up from the bed. And a negative value is going to move it closer to the bed, right? Obviously. And since we're seeing gaps, our nozzle is probably too far away. So we're going to decrease the Z offset. I mean, we're going to make this a negative number. Now, it's important to make small adjustments here. We don't want to go too far and risk the nozzle digging into the bed. So I'm going to try small negative adjustments of, let's say, like negative 0.05 of a millimeter. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to put that right here to negative 0.05. Now, again, you do you. If you want to go bigger, you go bigger. But understand, the bigger you go, the lower that nozzle gets, and you run the risk of ruining a nozzle or a bed plate, and that's up to you. All right. So now that we have that done, we want to go ahead and we want to save. And I'm going to rename this as a user preset so I can use it in all of my prints as Z offset. Then I'm going to hit OK. And great. So now we are set with that. And we're here on to our print. All right. So I worked on the slicer settings like you just saw, and I sent it off to print. I didn't need to show that to you. And this was my print at a negative 0.05. Wow, significantly better, but ever so slightly you can see in there are some areas like on the F over here. See if I can get it in the light. See, yeah, I mean, you can see it more so in person. It's still great, don't get me wrong, maybe the top of the H. So like I said, I was going to do this in baby steps so I didn't ruin my bed. I went ahead and I changed it to a Z offset of negative 0.08, and I redid it. And it is definitely 100% better. See the H there? That's good, that's good. Everything looks good. I might be able to come down, like seriously, I'm nitpicking right now, a hair more, maybe 0.09 to just finish off that F, but it looks good. The top layer, you know, I didn't really, it's all pretty much default settings minus the Z offset. You can see in the right light, right over here, you can see a little bit of lines appearing where you don't see it elsewhere. And I would say that is probably bed level. Again, I don't know, because I can't see the bed mesh in the slicer or on the machine itself. If you know how, please do let me know. So yeah, cool. Pretty happy with that. I'm going to go ahead and start printing some more. You know, I've been having problems with this thing, and if you made it this far, I really appreciate you, and I appreciate all of you. Go ahead, hit the like, hit the subscribe button for me. That means a bunch. Leave a comment, tell me your troubles, and we will go from there. If you're having Z offset problems or first layer problems, try these. I mean, follow the Anycubic Wiki and then go from there. Do it in small steps. I hope you get there. I mean, I'm out to reclaim the joy in 3D printing, and this really, you know, it hasn't been doing it for me. I'm still waiting on parts from Anycubic, but things are working right now, so I might not replace them until I need to. That's a lot said. You have a great day, and see you in the next video, which is going to be about our Anycubic filament profiles, good or bad. Oh no, not thumbs down. Give this video a thumbs up. Ha! See ya.